Yo, 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 yo. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you know what time it is. You know what hour, minute, second it is. It's that time again. It's that time again. It's your boy, it's your friend. And guess what? He brought another friend. It's me, it's me. It's that DOOGIFRANCHISE. Yes, Serene, the place to be. And guess what? I am not alone. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no. We still continuing this Black Panther conversation, and I got the perfect person. Now, you've heard this person on the show before. He was on that episode called Music Maestro. You remember him? I do. His name is Reggie Bennet Jr.
Yo, peace. Doogie, what's good, baby?
What's good? Chilling, man. Chilling.
All
How
right.
you been? How you been?
I'm good, brother. Everything good.
It's been a while since you've been on the show.
Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year, man.
Word, season's greetings.
Yes. About to get in this Wakanda Forever talk and more black superheroes, because I know you like the professor on this.
I don't know, man.
Nah, you can't do that, baby.
I don't know if I deserve all that,
Nah, we calling you the professor.
but I'm into it. For sure.
All right, so let's get like the easy stuff out the way.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about Wakanda Forever?
I thought it was a good film. I thought it was a very good film. I didn't think it was a Black Panther film necessarily. I felt like it was an homage to what that collective has been able to accomplish through Black Panther 1. And I felt like they inspired so many people in so many different ways, and they created such a cultural phenomenon that it went beyond Panther. It extended kind of beyond what our traditional thought of what Black Panther is. Or maybe it's the actualization of it all. Maybe that's what it is. That's what Panther was always supposed to be, like a representation of the diaspora. And through different iterations, it finally came to be. And then when we saw it on screen, everybody just gravitated toward it and felt like it really represented the culture. And it was huge. And I think with, the unfortunate passing of Boseman, it really gave Coogler and crew, a decision to make. How do they want to proceed? Do they want to have the film reflect themselves, or do they just want to, pay tribute in their own way and then keep the Panther story going? I think they chose the former.
Okay. So you saying not it being a traditional Black Panther film? I don't know why I said panda. My bad. Panther film. Is it like I had this conversation before where I was like, it feels more like a Wakanda film, because it's like it's Wakanda technically protecting the world in secret through this. How do you feel about that as a theory?
That it's a Wakanda film?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's called World of Wakanda. And I think it was maybe a continuation of Wakanda being introduced to the world, with what happened in the first one. It was kind of like that idea. And then there's ties to like the books, of course. Like that's kind of where my real interest lies, is in the books, and then trying to create the connection between like the book culture and then the movie culture. But I think both book and movie have gravitated to more like global or even intergalactic Wakanda approach, so that it's really about Wakanda more than it is about Black Panther in itself.
Can you unpack some of that, like some of the connections that you got from the movie and the books?
Yeah, so in the books, like Volume 6 and Volume 7 of Black Panther, now we're in Volume 8. But Volume 6 and Volume 7, to me, were very influential on Coogler's approaches to Black Panther. It had Ta-Nehisi Coates as the lead writer in those volumes, and he really did a deep dive into Wakandan culture and trying to connect Wakanda to real Black history, or real, diasporic connotations. So he would quote philosophers. He would quote situations from Black history. He would create parallels between real life and what was going on in Wakanda. He gave Wakanda like a consciousness. So Wakanda wasn't necessarily just about its assets. It wasn't about just vibranium and Panther. You know what I'm saying? As the assets for Wakanda, it was the embodiment of the whole culture, the history of their culture, how they came to be, what compromises were made, the moral values, the moral character of Wakanda, and where that all sits, in a current Wakanda, if you will. So, I think Coogler took some of those ideas of Killmonger being really a representation of abandonment, right? Like a people abandoned or a child abandoned, don't have an authority figure, a father figure, while T'Challa did. T'Challa had a traditional upbringing in a sense that he had both parents. I know his father, I know he was orphaned. I understand that. But he had a nuclear structure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was representative of people whose lives weren't disrupted by enslavement or by Jim Crow or by any of the forces that were used to create displacement in the African American community. Killmonger was really displaced. He knew that he belonged in Wakanda. He was Wakandan. But he was so far removed out in Compton, abandoned. And the whole culture moved on without him and prospered without him. And left him out of that process. And so for us, for me, I took that look at like how was Coogler tying into what Ta-Nehisi's ideas, and I think Coogler's Wakanda very much is a conscious Wakanda.
Ah, okay, cool. So, all right, I got a theory that I would love to hear your opinion on. So, one of the characters in this movie, Namor, Al-Kukulkan, he was the leader of Talokan, which was, pretty much an underwater, civilization that also had vibranium. But to me, I saw them as like an old Wakanda, where it was like no nonsense, no trespasses. You find out about us, you don't make it. Do you see that?
Totally. Yeah.
Okay.
Totally. And they have vibranium too.
Yeah.
So, and they know that
people get it.
People want that. That makes them a target. You know what I mean? And you see how their assets were targeted by the United States government and world government, if you will.
Yeah, they it's interesting because they were called a new superpower a new world superpower, which is an interesting take that a friend of mine's pointed out in an episode before, where he says, the difference between Wakanda and Talokan is everyone in Talokan took the heart-shaped herb or is born with it in their blood, which gives them like their abilities. Only one person in Wakanda, that's what makes their fights so hard.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense to keep them on their side.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that?
Yeah, I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. I think that's connected to where things are now in the Panther story. The current Panther, Volume 8, is written by I forget the writer's name. Forgive me. He wrote 12 Years a Slave. He wrote alternate stories of the Marvel Universe. He's fantastic. I will recall that momentarily. But in his writing, he introduces a new character, Tassin.
Okay.
And Tassin he's Wakandan too, but he's a different kind of Wakandan. He comes from a tribal Wakandan that disassociated themselves with Wakanda Prime. They eschew the prosperity gospel, if you will. They're not with that. So they feel like it's become very self-centered, materialistic, idol worshiping, all of that. And their idea is to become more connected to vibranium naturally. So they're all naturalists. So they found ways to have the vibranium in their body too. It's in their skin. It's their armor. It's what you, as you describe in the other group. It's very similar. But they also see that as an advantage. So they are in the process of trying to disrupt Wakandan civilization because they feel like it's going down the wrong road. It's on the wrong track. It's going away from nature, and it's become very self-centered. And so they're trying to disrupt all of that, and that's the current volume. So I do see some parallels.
Is in the film, were there any standout characters for you?
Namor, I thought he was awesome. Yeah, I thought he was fantastic. I thought he was really vulnerable.
Yes.
Yeah, I loved his. I just loved his approach. I just felt like he was like desperate. I could feel his desperation. I could feel his sense of like really wanting to find his purpose, and battling. Battling. Good versus evil, and where's his place in all of it. I thought it was great. And I thought it was really indicative of what those in positions of power or leadership have to consider. You know what I mean? Just because I can doesn't mean I should. And what are the implications of whatever move I make either way? I thought it was he was strategic. He wasn't just all brute and destruction. And I like that he had, he was multifaceted.
I like what you said about leadership and like if I could doesn't mean I should. One of the wisest moments came from M'Baku, where he was like, yo, they don't call him king or general, they call this man a god. So if we kill him, I don't think it's going to be good for us because they can still keep coming. And someone will rise up if they worship him to let them know this is what they did to. And I don't know if Wakanda could really handle all that at once. And it's something, but Shiri was like, no, he got to die. We got to get him. Is that something you noticed too?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Wakanda's so vulnerable, right? So in the books, like whenever Panther goes away to go be an Avenger, something happens to Wakanda. You know what I mean? Wakanda gets violated. You know what I mean? Namor does it. Thanos does it. Claw comes and tries to do it. You know what I mean? Like he has a lot of adversaries. Wakanda has a lot of adversaries. So every time Wakanda's left vulnerable, it's really because of T'Challa's absence. And I think that was represented in this film as well. T'Challa was again absent. Obviously, he was absent for entirely different reasons.
Yeah.
But he was absent. And in his absence, Wakanda is not as strong and is vulnerable. And I think the film did a good job of demonstrating that.
All right.
I just think that they know that they couldn't. It was too much for them to take on all at one time. The absence of their leader, trying to restore government, create a new government, and then also defend themselves against someone who was equally powerful, if not more powerful, because they had their leader, and all of their constructs were still very much in place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
So.
It's a good take. I like that. Okay, so as a fellow comic book reader, any other black superheroes you tend to gravitate towards to or relate to?
I like Cage a lot. Cage is like straight out of that Panther playbook. They were created around the same time. I like Cage a lot. I loved the series on Cage. I was so disappointed that it didn't get a third.
Are you talking about the Netflix show?
Yeah.
Okay, I got my gripes on some.
You got your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I got some heat on that. Yeah. Like I got certain heat on that. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Luke Cage.
Mm-hmm.
Season 1 has some hits and some misses for me because they kind of rushed the main bad guy. Was it Copperhead?
Yeah.
But no, Diamondback. I like
Diamondback.
Copperhead.
Right.
Copperhead was cool. Was it Copperhead? What's his name? No, Copperhead is
I think it
DC.
was Diamondback.
Diamondback was the main bad guy, but the
Yeah.
one before that was played by this dude from Moonlight. I forgot his name. I'm sorry. Like I liked his character, and then like his relationship with his sister, him wanting to do good, but still had to be the bad guy. But then they doing like, oh, he got a brother now, and all that stuff, and I was like, yo, I never remember none of that for Luke Cage.
Yeah, I think it also though reflects like again like when you're in a position of power and if you're in the reason why I like Luke Cage so much and I like the portrayal in the Netflix series is that it showed he's a politician. A lot of these superheroes in my mind are politicians, you know what I mean? They have to deal with which is just relationships. You know what I mean? Politics to me is just like relationships and how those relationships influence each other. Either way, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I think all of these people have to deal with the underworld. They have to, they're forces for good, but they also are in this realm where they have to deal with everybody. And so it's hard to say that one approach is gonna work with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think if he's dealing with, the streets, if Cage is in the streets, then I think you have to kind of move accordingly. You know what I'm saying? And so I like that. I like that Cage had to compromise and had to make decisions maybe that weren't connected to like his values necessarily. They were a little different from his values, but he needed to do that for the overall good, right? To protect Harlem. I think that's how it goes so many times. You know what I mean? We like to think that it's black and white, but there's some gray in there, and I like that Cage explored that gray.
Okay.
I like that.
Have you watched Black Lightning?
A little bit.
I liked it. I like the portrayal of Black Lightning a little more than Luke Cage.
Okay.
Because I felt like they were trying to do the same thing, but it made more sense for Black Lightning than it did Luke Cage in certain points.
Because why?
All right, so it's weird because when I read Luke Cage was that dude in Harlem people would come to, but like I felt like this Luke Cage was a little cheesy. Like he wasn't with it. Like I felt there was more arrogance to him, but trying to be that spokesman. Where in Black Lightning, he was presented that way as like the spokesman. Like I'm a principal. I got 2 daughters. I've done this for so long that it almost ruined my relationship that I had to stop. But since I stopped, things gotten bad again and worse. And if I don't come back, I might lose something I've worked so hard to have. I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's different, I guess, that in the sense that Cage, as he's portrayed in the Netflix series, doesn't have a family yet.
Yeah.
We know that changes.
With Jessica Jones.
Becomes a dad with Jessica Jones. His kid's name is Danielle. And she's strong too. Eventually she actually picks up Thor's hammer in the book, man.
I didn't even know that.
Did that. She's built like that. So I think the next time we see Cage on screen or film or what have you, I think he'll have a more well-rounded maybe perspective. Now that he has a family to be concerned about. But yeah, to your point, I hear that, and I think Black Lightning does come off as very settled, maybe more mature, a bit more mature.
Yeah.
And so he's a principal. He's responsible for other lives, not just his kids' lives.
Yeah.
Responsible for a bunch of kids' lives if you're a principal, right? And the well-being of others, and I think you're more calculating with when you jeopardize all of that, right? So I hear that. I think it's interesting though when you have a person like Cage who doesn't necessarily have that around him, friends and what have you, but he still has. It's still that meaningful for him to protect everybody, even though he doesn't necessarily have children at that point or,
Yeah.
or family. And I think the fact that he still took that on speaks to him. And I think that he can't, it's hard to relate to everybody. I don't think he necessarily relates. That's what I kind of picked up in Cage. Like, he doesn't necessarily relate to everybody around him. He is awkward. He is a bit goofy. He is not as cool as he looks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's a little quirky. And I think that's cool too. I think that's dope, especially for like nerd culture. I think that's fly about Cage. I think that he's not always smooth and knows what to say, and you know what I mean? He's like regular, he's a regular guy kinda. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
You know, he'll say, what is his thing? Christmas.
Sweet Christmas?
Sweet Christmas. He has these like little funky sayings that he says.
Yeah.
I like that about him. So, you know, it's him. There's a lot of black characters that I've collected over the years. I just believe that it's so important for our children to have that.
Some. Go ahead, drop some names.
Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur, awesome.
Oh, all right, got a show coming out soon.
Yep. I got 2 daughters, so that was big for me to have representation for them.
Mm-hmm.
Riri Williams, crazy about Riri. So Ironheart, love that story. You know what I love? Like these characters are often the smartest in the MCU.
That which is great.
Right? Smartest. Like Moon Girl smartest. Riri smartest. Shuri smartest. Like they're scientists. So, you know, there's so many ways that can inspire young people, that you can represent that in so many different ways.
Yeah.
It speaks to, you know, the value of education, STEM programs.
That's true.
All that stuff that's like real current, and that, you know, we've had kind of long-standing deficits. And even though we've always been innovative, we really are Wakanda, right?
Yeah, because we AC, water guns,
everything.
Summer, we save summer.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you right now, we save summer, son. Ain't nobody noticed that. Like, yeah, we save summer. The reason why skin cancer ain't as high as it should be is because of black people.
The facts.
So like,
facts. And right. So
yeah, I know, my bad.
I'll just say right now before I say something I shouldn't. Word. So true. So I like that about how these young characters are portrayed. You know, T'Challa, same idea. You know what I mean? Like, brilliant. So these are some of the characters I like. The original, the Black Captain America. He had the Truth series. Isaiah Bradley. That's a great story. That's a great run. It's like a 7-book run.
I still got to get that book.
7-book run. It's called Truth.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It tells the story of Bradley, which was, you know, really based on like the Tuskegee experiments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we see how that's represented. So that's some of them. I just in general collect black heroes. Steel, DC.
Another scientist.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. There we go. So I like that. I like that idea. I mean, it's true. I mean, our history has been that we've been innovators and scientists and inventors, and so I tend to gravitate, I think, towards books that tell those stories.
Gotcha. All right, as an educator, if you can write one superhero, like, you know, like a five book series, who would you want to write for?
Panther. Yeah, no question. I would want to write for Panther. I don't know what I would write for Panther, but I think that I mean, I love Panther. I just love that. I think I can identify with Panther's struggles, to be honest with you. A lot of emphasis in the books lately have focused on that. John Ridley is the writer of the new series, by the way. Becoming. You know what I mean? I think Panther provides an opportunity, and so many other characters do too, but the idea of becoming who you were, determined to be. I think it's great. There's a lot of others though too, but Panther, I think for me is the one I'm into the most. So I feel like I would just be probably best suited to write that. I'm more familiar with Panther probably than I am anybody else.
I got it.
Yep.
That was cool.
Yeah. What
cool.
about you?
Oh, honestly, it's funny because I did think about this as I asked this question. I would write Miles Morales' story. Like, as you know, I'm a giant Spider-Man fan, but
Right.
I get it when you like have a mentor that's like, this kind of did it all, and I gotta make sure I represent, because we both sharing the same name. I gotta make sure I represent that title. And like, so if he's not around, if like Peter's not there, Miles gotta pick it up. And then it shows the importance of Miles throughout Marvel. Like he's in multiverses. Important. Like he marries Spider-Gwen. They have kids that are like important to the universe.
Is that right?
Yeah. Like other Spider-Men actually like check on him to make sure he's good.
Oh wow.
He what you call it? He took out, what's it called, Hydra by himself one time. Like, they kidnapped him. His girl he was dating was part of Hydra, had him set up. He took them all out.
Wow.
He's one of the few people
He
that
took out Hydra by himself?
Yeah, he took out, like, in his universe, he took out Hydra by himself. Like, they, like, a whole, like, thing. And then he just powered up and blew him out. Like, no joke. Like, I think I got the book. I'm going to check in my house.
Yo, because Miles, he'll put you to rest, right? He'll put you in the ground. Like, I know Peter Parker doesn't.
No.
He won't take your life. Miles?
Miles don't take life. He has the Venom sting. That it'll paralyze you for a minute. It'll take you out. But then no one actually understands how powerful that actually is.
Okay.
Because in the so you find out in his universe that Spider-Man and Green Goblin, their like serums that give them their powers gave them slight immortality.
Oh wow.
But you found out like the Venom sting can actually immobilize any like thing that's unnatural. So any radiation or immunogenic gene, like it can like temporarily stop that. So that leaves you powerless.
Ooh.
That's how they beat Goblin. Like he depowered Goblin with the sting. And it was like, he can
Now
do
the
that.
Venom sting is his sting, or that's what came after he put the Venom suit? Is that connected to actual Venom?
No. The Venom sting is Miles' thing.
Okay.
So like it wasn't the same spider that bit Peter. It was a different spider that was also being experimented on. And that one bit him, but it came with like 2 extra powers, which was the invisibility and the Venom sting. And then like if you read Miles, like it is something, it's like, how can I say it? So if Peter wanted to be that dude, so super strength, agility, like something that would impress people and the girls, like it works. Miles wasn't asking for none of that. So how do you write someone like that? Yo, he doesn't want to be noticed, so you give him invisibility. Like he doesn't really want to have the confrontation. So what you do, you give him a sting to stop it. Like it's like stuff like that. Like he has to deal with his code. Like he's I think Puerto Rican and black, so he has to deal with 2 cultures. His mom and his dad's a cop who at first doesn't like vigilantes, but then you find out worked for S.H.I.E.L.D. So there's like little things like that. He loses his mom to an old enemy of Peter's, which is Venom, and then he has to deal with that. And then like all of a sudden he watches his universe come apart, and then he ends up getting moved to another universe, and no one even realizes that he actually helped save the multiverse by just having a burger on him and giving it to like the Molecule Man. And he was like, yo, I've been doing this for years and nobody fed me while I was like taking things apart.
When I needed it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then he was like, oh, all right. You know
I
what I mean?
you.
So like he plays major roles, and then you find out like the other Miles in the actual universe, 616, is like a super crime lord that, let's put it like this. Kingpin is like, yo, that's my brother. I don't fuck with him. Miles, leave him alone.
Like that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Like he got a whole new look, and then like he's a representation of a kid superhero that you see grow. Like you like, all right, I'm gonna wear sneaks because I want to. I know I gotta get my picture taken, and then when like they find out that it's an African American Spider-Man. That's the hype. It's not that there's two Spider-Mans. It's like, yo, the second one's an African American Spider-Man, because the whole bit of Spider-Man's mask is you don't know who's under it.
Right.
That anybody could be Spider-Man.
Right.
And when you find out, like, oh shit, that one's actually one of us.
Right.
Yo, let's celebrate him. Let's do that. He's one of, like, the whole Young Avengers. Like, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, his role is important.
That's the future. He's the future.
Yeah, and then even so, like, if a decision is made and he's not with it, everybody's gonna when they did the second Civil War, what you call it? Tony came to him because it's like, yo, I want your thoughts on this, because it's like you being profiled, and then he's like, yeah, that's not good. He goes, I'm glad you understand my point. So it's like that, like that's
powerful.
Yeah, so I love that.
Y'all read it. Yo, man, when you writing, I'm reading, brother. Word.
But yo, we gonna have to wrap this one up because time is not on our side. But I love this. We gotta do another one.
Yo, word, man. This time went by so fast, man.
I'm gonna have a new one. All
right, thanks for having me on, brother. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming on. Can you tell us people where to find you, check you?
You can go to reggiebennet.com, Reggie Bennet Music, on Instagram, and new projects coming this year. So please be on the lookout for that.
Of course, we're gonna have you on the show and talk about it. The new version of the show, because something's coming soon. I'm working on something.
Nice.
All right. So, but yes, also follow the podcast at It's Show of Season, and you can follow me on IG at DOOGIFRANCHISE. Yes, sirree. And on that note, goodbye and good night.